One of the books I have on my desk currently, I'm reading, is by Pastor Craig Groeschel, and a very contemporary, very fun preacher that I follow some of his teaching series. And it was interesting when I read the book. He had a comment that it made me think for a few days, and I thought of sharing today with you. He says the greatest lie the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he doesn't exist. It's true. And when I read that, I wanted to go back to the beginning and start from Genesis, finding places in the Bible where literally, truly, the devil says, you know what, I'm talking to you, but I don't exist. Okay, it's not like I'm all around here. I don't exist. Do you remember that very innocent conversation the serpent had with Eve in the garden? He came in a very sweet way, I'm assuming very sweet voice. He offered Eve a raise. He said, would you like to be God? Wow. What an offer. And I'm not sure if you realize, but the same fake offer gets a lot of people excited even today. When all of a sudden a thought comes saying, would you like to be the God of your life? Would you like to be the ultimate authority in your life? Well, do you know what happened then? Sin happened. Somehow disobedience became good, pleasant, and desirable, the Word of God says. Forgetting one thing, that sin has consequences. And the consequence of sin is evil. But hey, all the evil in the world somehow has nothing to do with the devil. Even worse, he says, since I don't exist, but you're saying there is God, why don't we blame God for all the evil in the world? And some people do end up blaming God for it. Death, we blame God for it. Sickness, we blame God for it. Addictions, a car accident, pain, we always blame God because remember, Satan says, I don't exist. Remember? So if you believe in God, then blame him for all the evil. It even scares me to say this statement, but then we come to a conclusion that God is evil. You know, this is as real as it can get. I'm sure you have people in your life, in the circle of, I don't know, friends or family, who think this way. They may not say it. When you talk about Satan, that's just mystery, it doesn't exist. Well, you want to talk about God, and to even some extent, they don't even believe in God. But as soon as something evil happens, they immediately not only blame God, but they just tell you that He is the source of all evil. But you know what I like to do? I stop them for a second. I say, well, wait. I thought you are the God of your life. Because just to let you know, authority comes with responsibility. So if you have assumed the God authority of your life and you're responsible for it, so my friend, you are responsible for all the evil in the world. Would you like that? Did I start too hard today? I need all your attention. I want to read for you James chapter 1, verses 12 to 15. And keep this in mind. We're not going to blame God. Blessed is the man who endures temptation. For when he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life which the Lord has promised to those who love him. And let no one say when he's tempted, I am tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor, put attention, does he himself tempt anyone. But each one is tempted when he is drawn away by his own desires and enticed. Then, when desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. And sin when it's fully grown, brings forth death. Did you see that pattern? The first thing the word says is that we must endure such temptations of going to God and somehow blaming God for all the evil in the world. It's clear God does not tempt us. That's not in his nature. He's not a God of trials to send us into trials. This is a foreign concept to the love of God. First thing says, you must endure temptations. And this temptation, my friend, it's more than stealing ketchup from In-N-Out. You shouldn't be doing that. Or asking for water, a cup of water and putting soda. I know it's tempting. You shouldn't do that, but this is way far that. This temptation is that God place a thought in our life saying, don't be tempted in taking control of that. When Satan offers you this kind of fake raise, don't accept it. Allow God to be God and accept who you are in God. So you must endure all temptations of replacing the role of God in your life. If you do that, responsibility, authority comes with responsibility. Then you must realize you're responsible for all the evil that's happening. And then it says, let no one say when he's tempted that I am tempted by God. How do I do this? Is when your mind, your reasoning, your heart is so tuned with God that you're saying impossible. When you know God, then you know better that it's not God sending temptations your way. That's not his character. That's not the Father that you have. But each one says, when we are tempted, he is drawn away by his own desires and enticed. You must know the enemy. You must know the tempter. Do you remember the tempter who came to Jesus when the Spirit led him to the wilderness and began to try Jesus' essence and his person and his spirit and his soul? That is the tempter that is around you, giving you an offer. Would you like to be God? Your desires, my friend, must be in tune with your purpose. A purpose that has been set by God. And this is in all aspects of life. Entice means to attract, to tempt someone by offering pleasure. Don't go there. Do not allow that to the evil, to the devil, for it comes with consequences. So what do? It says, when desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. When it's fully grown, then brings forth death. What I just read, it was a natural pattern. So for this natural pattern to be broken, we need a supernatural solution. I do not care where you're in life right now. And it's not a careless position. It's a I really love you position. And I say that because I heard that God telling me. Every day when you feel tempted, when you've gone far away, he says, listen, I get it. You've been into the natural. What I'm offering is the supernatural. Don't blame God for anything, please. He doesn't tempt. He protects. He guides. Today, know the tempter. Know the enemy of your soul and your mind. Run to God who does not tempt. So, I wanted to help you with giving a good answer and having a good answer of this very evil thought. How do we blame God for all the evil in the world? That's not the God we know. God bless you.